Ladies and gentlemen, I like to think I'm a man of honesty, man of the people. So I feel like I would never lie to you. So I would like to give you my wonderful reasons as to why I think Chelsea will win the Premier League fairly easy. No, listen, I know this is very biased, but I feel like I've got some reasons as to why I think this is the case. So if you could let me know in the comment section what you think. If I'm talking absolute waffle, let me know. But if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate it. So let's get into this. 5 reasons. Number 1, we're only going to be playing 1 game a week other than like cup games. I know literally our first week we're playing Fulham on Monday, and then I'm pretty sure we got Luton in the cup on Thursday. But majority of the time we are literally playing 1 game a week because we don't have Europe. That is a horrible thing to say, but we don't have Europe. So very stinky, but I feel like that's a good thing, right? Because it happened for Conte. So, you know, listen, there's a lot of players there who we're relying on a lot, like Reece James, who can get that good, you know, like once a week, get rest pretty much the majority of the week. I love that. You know, keep João Pedro fit. Do you know what I mean? There's just a lot that will go into it. So getting that rest is massive, absolutely massive for players for Chelsea who were getting injured quite a bit last year, and we can't have that. Same with Esteval. And it just gives them a chance for tactical breakdowns every week as well, doesn't it? Xabi seems to be pretty switched on. You know, a lot of training sessions will go into how he wants to play his formation and how they can break teams down. So the more practice, the better. That's what I've been told in life. Practice makes perfect. So that is my reason number 1. Reason number 2, I feel like we could possibly this season have the most informed striker in the world. And that's probably a big claim. I'm not going to lie to you. Originally, when we signed him, didn't want him. Another Brighton signing, which was getting on my nerves a little bit. But yeah, João Pedro. João Pedro. What a striker right now. And the reason I feel like he's going to be massive, like if he gets injured, touch wood, right? He doesn't. He didn't get chosen for Brazil, which was wild to me. Like, he wasn't picked, so that chip on his shoulder is just going to be massive. Like, you don't pick me. Like, I love Don Carlo, literally Chelsea fans, everybody loves Don Carlo, but the fact that he wasn't picked is an absolute blessing for Chelsea because he's got that chip on his shoulder. He had a good pre-season, he's had rest, and from what we've seen, he's scoring goals for fun. I can't believe it. I love it. It's crazy. It really is. But if he gets injured, that striker position is a little bit worrying. We do have Welbeck. Can he do the job? Yes, I think so. We have Amiga as well. And then we don't know what's going on with Delap, but I don't want Delap. And Jackson's would be sold a dream if it's Jackson, to be honest, because yes, he had a decent preseason, but you just never know. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. So that's my reason number 2. Reason number 3, our squad depth is pretty good. Like, I know we have about 50 players on the book, but like there's a backup and there's options that we could have. Do you know what I mean? So like, you know, if we're going to play the 3 at the back, we've got defenders, we've got people in every position. So I'm very much excited for that as well. Anybody gets injured, they can just go in and slot in quite nicely, I think. You know, even if one of the cams get injured in Rodgers and Palmer, touch wood, Esteval's there. Do you know what I mean? Or we can change the formation to a back 4 and do a 4-2-3-1 and have proper wingers. So there's a lot we can do, stuff like that. So that is my number 3. Number 4 is a lot of the top clubs have got new managers. So, for example, City have got Enzo Maresca. I wish him nothing but the best. They got Enzo Maresca, but taking over such a big job that Pep did from there is going to be a difficult job. Now, I know Maresca was there at City for a bit, so I get that it might be a smoother transition than, say, like if you remember, Fergie to David Moyes. Do you know what I mean? That didn't quite go so well. So maybe this one will actually be pretty decent. I don't want it to be, of course, because, you know, you want your rivals doing well. And then same as like Liverpool, they got Iraola, who I think he will do well at Liverpool. I think he'll definitely do better than Arne Slot. Like, I know that's kind of crazy to say because Arne Slot won a title in his first season, but I feel like if he's going to do it, it's going to be second and third season for Iraola. So, yeah, I think that's another one. United, I don't think they got the squad depth with Champions League and Premier League to go all the way. I think they have a strong first half of the season, and then I say about December, January time, I think they will struggle with the full fixture list. So, yeah, I worry about their squad depth. Who else we got? Villa's going to be a tricky one. Unai Emery, I think, has done a phenomenal job, but the amount of players they're losing and then coming in, it's going to be tough. They got that new striker who's 17, who's an absolute beast. Unbelievable. But can he sustain it throughout the whole year is the question. They got the new goalkeeper, is it Suzuki, who's pretty good in the World Cup. So, yeah, again, it's a struggle. Arsenal, I think Arsenal will be the biggest ones to worry about, as much as I don't like Arsenal, just because of, like, yes, they signed Bruno Guimaraes, but I believe he's injured. And then Gabriel Martinelli might be leaving. They got rid of Trossard, so they only got that Zolis on that left wing, pretty much. Miles Skelly, you don't know. I think he's staying. Ethan Nwaneri, I think, again, is a bit of an iffy one. You don't know if he's staying. They brought another defender, I think, in Konza. So, I don't know. It's going to be tough. Whether they're going to be focused more on the Champions League, I don't know. I just feel like with the Arsenal squad, Rice is quite, you know, he played a lot of minutes. He got injured. Saka looks like he's struggling. So I think Arteta has a big job to do. Yes, he won the league, but everybody else in the league was pretty shit. That's not Arteta's fault, but better teams around him, and then I feel like they would have lost the league. So, yeah, that's my number 4. And number 5 is the manager himself, Xabi Alonso. He's well-spoken, he's down to earth, his football IQ is off the chain. You know, under Bayer Leverkusen, they went unbeaten, which he's definitely going to do at Chelsea, and we're going to win the league. I think it was at the time they were talking about, like, with Harry Kane, so I think he just moved to Bayern Munich, and they stopped him from winning a trophy there as well, which is hilarious. I know he did, I think, the following season, but again, I thought that was quite funny. But he just seems to have, you know, that bit about him as you want from a manager. You know, he seems to know what he wants, knows the players like inside out. As I said, because he's played in the Premier League and he knows like how to win a league. I think that is one of the big things. Like, he knows how to win a league. Like, we love Unai Emery, but I don't think he's won a league. I know he's at like Villarreal and stuff like that, but he's won trophies. Obviously Michael Carrick, no, he hasn't. Enzo Maresca, no. Iraola, no. The only one is Arsenal and Arteta, but I feel like a better team, like the way he plays, will get found out. It's got to get found out. Like, the way they play football, to me, it's very boring. Now, they win games, so you can say, well, it doesn't really matter. But, you know, that's what's going through my head. So, number 5, yeah, Xabi Alonso. I think we've got time. We've got the squad. We've finally spent well with the money. And obviously, I know there's a million other things that I think will be massive for us as well, which I haven't jotted down. So even some little honourable mentions in terms of like Palestra, I think he's going to be massive. You know, down that right wing back or left wing back, he could be like our Alonso, Victor Moses, which we all know how instrumental they were to winning the Premier League. So yeah, a lot of like Estevao, where you got to keep an eye on what's Jordan Henderson's role going to be. My biggest concern is the goalkeeping situation. I don't think Sanchez is good enough, so I'm a little bit concerned he's going to fumble it for us. So we shall see. But other than that, I'm Streety Mate. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you wonderful people in the next video. Peace out, y'all.